What's up, boys? Welcome back to another video. Today, I'm going to be counting down my top 5 transfer targets for UNC basketball for this upcoming 2022-2023 season. As we all know, with the loss of Brady Manick, that's the one kind of starting spot that's up in the air. Caleb Love, RJ Davis, Leahy Black, Armando Bacot, lock all those guys in as surefire starters. It'd probably be Puff Johnson more than likely at that spot for this upcoming year, which that's not bad, but transfer portal's open. Carolina is going to be a top contender for pretty much all of these guys. So let's get right into it. Number 5, I have Patrick Baldwin Jr. He's a guy who came into the season as one of the top targets in the entire nation. So I think he doesn't necessarily fit, but he's kind of just a high upside guy that Carolina could go after. I personally, honestly, don't even want this to happen, but it's kind of just a 5th spot that I had to fill. Number 4, I'm going to go with Kenneth Lofton Jr., formerly out of Louisiana Tech. He is a center/power forward. Honestly, if he was brought in, he'd probably be more to spell Armando than to start, honestly. Which he could start at that 4, but then you're kind of going back to the Roy Williams days of not being able to stretch it. So I think Kenneth Lofton's a guy who can come in and spell Armando, get some really good minutes. He averaged 16.5 points last year as a sophomore at Louisiana Tech, and he's got technically, 3 more years of eligibility because of the COVID season, I think. So that would be big time for the Tar Heels if they could land him if they wanted to, of course. At 3, I have Imani Bates, formerly of the Memphis Tigers. He had a slightly rough season as a guy who was coming in as the top recruit in the entire nation. Averaged about 10 points. He's an okay shooter. He's definitely got the potential, of course, to be better than the 33% he shot in college, which isn't bad by any means, but I'm sure you'd like to see a little bit more. I'm sure they'd find a way for him to be a starter if they wanted to bring him in. But the reason he's at number 3, he's not that necessarily plug-and-play power forward that I think they're necessarily looking for at Chapel Hill. So, yeah, he's going to step in right here. But this is a complete high-upside option if they were able to bring him in. Here at number 2, I'm going to go with Pete Nance. And let me tell you, Pete Nance and the guy I have at number 1 are very tightly contested for who I think should be targeted most as the Carolina transfer recruit. But Pete Nance, man, he's kind of that stretch forward that Brady Manick was. I mean, he averaged 15 and 6.5 last year at Northwestern. He's a 4-year player. He's got 1 year left of eligibility. Good, he can stretch the floor. He shot 45% from 3 last year on 3 attempts a game, which is really, really solid from the power forward position. And he's 6'10", so he's really similar to Brady Manick in that way. And he's not necessarily Brady Manick, no one is. But if there's a guy, he's going to be right there near it. Speaking of similar to Brady Manick, Matthew Meyer just kind of looks like the guy. You know, brunette/black-haired Brady Manick. I mean, this guy, he's technically a guard as listed on multiple websites. But this dude is 6'9", almost 6'10", 225 pounds. So I think you could plug him in easily at the power forward spot. And he moves good. This dude moves really good for a guy who's 6'9", almost 6'10". Similar to how Brady Manick did. I mean, the similarities are there. He's a guy who is a national champion at Baylor and averaged 10 points last year, and could be a guy who plugs and plays at that 4 spot and gets some good 3-point shooting ability where he shot 33% last year. So guys, that's going to be my top 5 for recruits for transferring to Carolina that I think should happen. Let me know what you think in the comments down below about these transfers. Please like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, do all that YouTube stuff, and I will see you guys in the next one.